Those who have a PS4, PlayStation is doing 10 free PS4 games starting from the 25th of March, and Zero Horizon Dawn is...
Oh.
You mean
On there for
Horizon
free.
Zero Dawn?
Same thing!
It's not the same thing.
Well-
I did just get Oxygen Not Included, too.
That's also a good game.
No, I need a shit.
What?
I need the poop. You guys stress me
No, that's
out
not
that
what you
much.
said, though. No, you said a naughty.
You said a naughty?
I said a naughty. I'm gonna shit my pants.
Oh, yeah, keep talking, Daddy.
Oh, no.
See, I thought having my microphone on a tripod would help, but I just keep kicking it.
Well, that's the only thing we want to hear, honestly.
Just
Yeah.
remove your feet and problem solved.
That's a great idea.
What, you guys don't enjoy this sound?
That's an amazing
Oh my god,
sound.
I love it.
Well, how about this sound? Can you hear this?
Yes. See, the Chinese government called and they said they could hear it too.
What about this sound?
Well,
Well, yes, we can hear that sound, especially when you're doing it right in the microphone.
yeah, but can you make your mouth sound like a water dropping?
No, but I can do this.
I can do it.
The bouncy noises stay on during sex.
The sock and boppers stay on during sex.
See, that would be cool. There's a game called Fat Queen 2. Gee, I wonder what this game is about. Why is this suggesting this to me? This looks like dog shit.
It depends on how it's spelling fat. Is it with a PH or
No,
what?
it's FAP. I said
Oh,
fat. Not fat. Girl, what you doing with that fat ass? How do you pronounce fat with a PH?
Fap is the opposite of wep. Fat ass penis.
God damn it. With this fat ass penis, make that pull out game weak. All right, we actually going to like get this started and talk about something. Why am I
Yes.
doing this every fucking time? Where I'm like, all right, guys, we're ready to get started. You can hear me in both the editing and the podcast that we leave in. I'm like, you ready to start, guys? It's like we're here to do it's like we're here to do a podcast or something like that.
You ready to be molested?
Why do you always go to that? Why do you always go to that?
I don't know.
Why
It's
is
like a
that-
molested voice.
Sure, Uncle Logan.
Yeah.
All right, I'm leaving.
So yeah, welcome to Joysticks and Lunatics, where we all have stomach problems.
I don't have a stomach problem. My stomach is just fine. It's probably because I haven't eaten anything yet, but
Go eat, you fucking arsehole.
You know what I'm gonna eat? I'm gonna get a milkshake and then eat chicken wings.
Okay.
Oh shit!
Okay.
Oh shit! I'm sorry. Did I throw the gauntlet a little too far?
Just wave your superiority all over the place.
I already have, dude. My superiority. I've smacked it on my microphone, on my TV, and
So that's what that smell is.
well, I have to get really close. So it's cold in here. You can't blame me for that.
Turn your heater on then. Keep them.
Keep talking to me, and I'll get it up for you. That beautiful sultry voice in this microphone. This is the best thing we ever bought you.
Dude, it is the best.
Actually, technically, Banjo and Guinea bought you that.
Yes, and I also chipped money in as well.
Oh, you chipped money into your own microphone? Wow.
I chipped in the most.
Holy shit, dude. You know what I chipped in? I chipped in the pop filter and the boom arm. I mean, not the boom arm. The what is that
Shock-
thing? The shock
shock
mount. Yes, I was going to call it the vibration mount, but that is a completely different item that we are not talking about today.
Ah, you bastard.
What did I do?
No, not you. I ordered the shock mount, but not the pop filter.
You son of a bitch. It's not like I sent you money or anything.
Hey, I thought I bought the bundle. That was the shock mount that came with the pop filter. Plus, if it comes worse to worse, I can just pop on my pop filter that I have on my other mic.
It doesn't, yeah, you don't sound like you're going.
Yeah, he doesn't have like.
There we go. Yeah, keep going.
God damn
Keep
it.
going. I'm almost there.
My pants are so tight, dude. You gotta chill out with that shit.
Get a bucket and a mop for this wet ass wet. We can't say pussy on this podcast.
Oh my god,
just
what have you
did.
done?
Okay. We actually have to talk about something here. Okay. I'm not going to cut out 30 minutes of us just going, get a bucket and a mop.
For this wet ass pussy.
Macaroni in a pot.
I want you to back that Big Mac truck right in this little garage. Beep.
What? I'm looking up random topic generator, and I got some really weird shit.
Okay. Is it trying to figure out where you live at this point?
No. I'll read out the three strangest ones here. If an ambulance is on its way to save someone and it runs someone over, does it stop to help them? That's the first weird one. The second weird one is, how many drugs have you done in the past 3 days?
In the past 3 days? Oh shit,
It's
dude.
called ibuprofen and Tylenol.
And describe your spouse's sexiest pajamas.
Mine.
Plaid. That's it. Hey, listen, I've got a lot of plaid. It does a lot for me.
Why do I even fucking have a cough button? I don't even use the damn thing.
Every time I hear you fucking sucking in on that vape over there, you've just become, at this point, you're just going to become vape juice.
I am vape juice.
We're just going to meet up. I'm going to lick you and go, bubble gum.
Just fucking sucking a fat rip. Why do I mean, I didn't have it hooked up for a bit, but then I hooked it up specifically for this podcast, and I haven't touched that button yet, and I've coughed like 9 times.
Yeah, we also heard the devil come out a few times too.
Yeah, that happens.
You can play in the new Day of the Dead movie. So here's one that might not work. When was the last time anybody had a food fight?
Ew, that's gross. Never, ever.
I don't think I've ever had a food fight.
Giddy's like, no, this is where I draw the line.
Yep, that's my line.
Okay, it was, how many years ago? It was 8 years ago. It was literally at a house party. We made vodka gummy bears. Like, we had these gummy bears stewing in vodka for at least 2 weeks, so they grew fucking massive.
Oh my god.
And it literally ended up in people getting drunk on them and just like throwing them at each other. So like the next day there was like
That
gummy
sounds
bears
awesome.
stuck to everything. The TV, clothes,
Oh god.
doors.
I bet that house smelled like vodka for a year.
Didn't, but there was still gummy bears being found like for weeks on end.
Can you imagine getting hit in the eye with a vodka gummy bear?
Yes.
Probably, yeah. Probably burns like hell.
Oh
See, the
my
extent
God.
of my food fight is Jessica throwing like a raw noodle at me, but that was about it.
Yeah, that's pretty much mine.
If you count this as a food fight, like my ex was trying to make cheese sauce, but it turned into like a dough thing. She might have put in too much flour. So like we were like taking the piss in front of each other, and it got stuck to the window.
Nice.
It was like a big, thick, doughy bird shit.
Oh, that's gross.
My wife threw a craft single at me the other day and it stuck to my face. Does that count?
Like a craft single.
Like
What?
a cat. Like those cat videos where you
Yeah,
throw
exactly.
cheese on them.
I just walked into the kitchen and just got slapped in the face with a cheese slice.
How often are you walking into your kitchen on your hands and knees?
Always.
Cheese, madame, give me cheese.
Give me cheese.
Okay. Who wants to do the intro?
I thought I did.
Well, I was going to cut that out and do a different one.
You're a bitch.
I am Overpowered Peaches.
The cunt.
I'm BanjomanDudeGuy.
I'm the chubby nerd Logan, who's now the depressed nerd because Peaches cuts out my intro.
And I'm the cunt.
Guest starring.
The cunt.
Oh God, no, no.
That's me.
Oh no.
That's me.
Why have you done this?
Wait, what was my Uno name that you made up, Logan?
The Frenchman.
Oh yeah, you laugh like a posh Frenchman.
I can make sure that this podcast never moves forward by just continuously doing that.
Yes, you can.
Just make a sound bite of it.
I'm gonna have to cut that out and use it like in between the intermission. Like instead of the intermission music, it'll just be that. That'll be the soundbite that is for the intermission.
You sound like either that or a French owl. Did you guys see the rack on that one? Okay.
We are joined today by Guineapigpoop.
Thank God. Okay. We don't have any segue into our game, so
Yeah, we played Curse of the Dead Gods.
I was gonna say my life is cursed. Speaking of curses, we play Curse of the Dead Gods. Tell us about this game.
Okay, so I think we should let Logan introduce the game because he has this sweet, sultry voice with his new microphone.
So yeah, the game we are talking about this week is Curse of the Dead Gods. This is a very Hades-esque game, which I found very difficult compared to Hades. This game kind of fucks you if you get hit.
You're not giving all the key points when you introduce the game. You got to talk about the developer, the publisher, the platforms, the release date, the genre, the mode, the ratings, the reception, not the development.
Okay, J. Jonah Jameson, don't get a fucking hernia.
Just riding his ass.
What do you mean riding his ass? He doesn't have an ass to ride.
If you're gonna do that, pull his hair, damn it.
I don't have any hair.
It's a courtesy.
He doesn't have an ass and he doesn't have any hair.
Grab his shoulders, I don't know.
But yeah, the developer is Aztec Games. To be honest, I have no idea what kind of games they used to do as they are a small company. I know that they basically did like built a tower defense space game and kind of the same kind of game as, Curse of the Dead Gods. It was, hold on, let me get
Masters of Anima?
Yes.
Masters of Anima.
Masters of Anima, which apparently was a hit when it first came out, but it was somewhat easily forgotten. To be honest, I actually got more fucking response on Masters of Anima other than, Curse of the Dead Gods. Also, why does the review saying the fun of Pikmin captured into fantasy combat?
What?
Are those Steam reviews?
Yes.
Well, that doesn't surprise me then.
The publisher is Focus Home Interactive, which is also known for publishing World War Z, a game that we played in the past, loved, and somewhat hated, because Banjo couldn't get out the fucking corner.
Yeah, Banjo was like really just zombie fodder in that game. He
really
died
was.
so the rest of us could live.
Yeah, for like 5
You're
minutes.
welcome.
But the platforms this game is on, it is Xbox One, Steam, Nintendo Switch, and PS4. But as you know, Steam can also cover GOG and Microsoft Store, and I think it's on the Epic Store as well.
So it's basically for PC.
Yes. But yeah, the release date was last year, March 20th, 2020, and I'm pretty sure that was the early access date. I couldn't find like the actual release date because for some reason that wouldn't show. It would only show the early access date.
Well, it came out February 23rd of 2021.
Thanks, Mickey.
You're welcome.
But yeah, the genre is roguelike adventure, and for some reason, according to IGN, it's a shooting game as well. I can understand that, but I don't understand. But I don't get why it's shooting.
I don't know why. Like, there is shooting elements in the game, but I wouldn't call it a shooter. That's kind of weird.
That's like using the fucking whip and saying genre Indiana Jones.
Exactly.
No, that's like
Really?
using a whip in the game and saying genre hentai game.
BDSM.
Yeah. Well, and then are there any shooters that are top down? I mean, that's really not
Grand
a thing.
Theft Auto?
Grand Theft Auto.
Yeah, but that's not a shooter.
That is.
You shoot in it.
Yes.
Damn right you do.
Yeah, but shooting is not the only way to kill somebody in that game. You can
Exactly.
also drive your motorcycle at top speed, hop off of it, and then the motorcycle will take out an entire sidewalk of people.
Clearly, you haven't
Yeah.
played GTA 1 and GTA 2, where, like, if your stickman rolls hard enough, he just dies.
See, I started in on it was Vice City.
So, yeah, you went around shooting people in the head, and then you do that little glitch dance.
Yeah.
Well, you get hookers and you take them out to the field and you hook them and then you kill them and
You
take your
hook
money
'em.
back.
There's
You
a
hook 'em.
field?
What do you
You
think
hook
the
'em.
male penis is? Is it just a fish hook?
Yeah, it's a fish hook. That's
It's how I
exactly
make
it.
my catch.
I just dangle it down in the water and see what I find.
That's how they caught mermaids.
Yeah.
And then I'll
This
hook
game
up.
is a single player. This game is a single... This game is a single player, so don't expect any help from your friends, even though they don't want to continue this podcast.
We want to continue the podcast.
I was
You're
talking
actually.
about me.
Oh, okay.
no.
I was gonna say, don't leave. You're the only one that's keeping it afloat at this point.
The ratings for this game was actually pretty high, like 9 out of 10 IGN and 9 out of 10 on Steam, and like 80% on Metacritic. For once, Metacritic had the lowest score, but the reception for Curse of the Dead Gods like got very strong praise from players and press, and gained over like 87% of positive reviews within the first week of the early access on Steam. I searched for at least 4 hours on the development of this game. I could not find anything.
The only thing I could find was that Past That Game started in 2012 as a one-man studio and now is 12 members strong.
Just like Jesus and the Apostles.
Yay! And they have 4 games out right now.
Jesus does?
Yeah. Did you
He
know?
released 4 games?
Yeah.
We still have to watch Fist of Jesus.
Yes, we do. Oh my god. I want to watch it so bad.
You made me choke there.
So, Banjo, since you found stuff on the development, do you want to go into the development of the game?
It's going to take a while to sort through all this information. There's a lot. There's so much. I'm on one that says Curse of the Dead Gods, a small studio's dev diary. Let's see. Working from home. As we mentioned in our Discord server and our social media, the whole team has been working remotely since the beginning of the confinement in France. Even though our
So
country
they're a
is
French
slowly
development team?
reopening, apparently, even though our country is slowly reopening its businesses, we have decided to stay at home a bit more until the situation gets more viable. I guess this is, of course, when
COVID.
was this? Maybe. Let's see. When was this
This
one?
was March 20th of 2020 is when they released for the early release, didn't
Yeah.
Oh, okay. This particular one I'm reading from was from June 11th of 2020. So
Yeah, so COVID.
Yep. We've had to change our priorities during these difficult times that hit the whole world at once. We're going to be honest here. Working at home has definitely slowed down our production timeline, even though all the team were able to do their daily tasks and provide updates for the community. Some of us are parents and had to deal with homework and entertainment for the kids. Others didn't have the same comfort at home than at the office. So essentially, this game went through some slight hardships during its development, only because it was developed during the COVID outbreak. And they had to spend a lot of time away from the office and working from home, working remotely. So that definitely slowed things down a bit. I guess they were planning for a much sooner release date, but unfortunately, it did get pushed back a couple of times during its early access only because of the COVID outbreak. So apparently, they were still staying busy. They had a bunch of update packages and everything being uploaded onto the early access, and they've just been working through this whole thing. And that's essentially what I found skimming through this particular entry of the dev diary. But I guess that makes sense. I mean, if the game has been in early access since November, and they were trying to get it out
Don't you mean
before
March?
then. Sorry. What did they say? Oh, they revealed it. They revealed it in November of oh, hold on. This one says 8/11/20. Okay, yeah. So is that November 8th? I don't know because yeah, it was November.
Yeah.
November 8th of 2019 they revealed it. And then they've been working on it since that whole time during the whole COVID outbreak. So that definitely slowed things down a bit. That's very unfortunate that they were impacted so hard on it, but they were able to get the game out, and that's fantastic. They did a fantastic
They
job.
did.
I still say this is the Dark Souls of dungeon crawlers.
I think that was Hades, honestly.
What? So, like, the curses didn't affect you in this game. I got 5 curses up against, like, a boss, and I hated it.
Well, the 5th curse is always the same. Or the 5th curse is the one that it drains all of your health steadily until it gets down to 1 hit point. And the strategy is to try to not get that 5th curse, which is impossible pretty much.
Yeah, because you will eventually get it, even if, like, you avoid getting, like, all the very expensive items, the powerful weapons. You will still get hit by what I call the witches.
Well, you get cursed if you get hit in the dark. You get cursed if you pay for a weapon or anything with your blood.
You get cursed if you
every
open
time
a
you
door.
walk through the main door. So, I mean, you're pretty much just cursed all the time.
Yeah, so what they're talking about is that you have a meter located on the bottom right of your screen that ultimately goes up to 100. And every time you interact with certain things, such as getting weapons, opening doors to the next room, and stuff like that, your meter goes up at a pretty steady progression. Even gaining health from health rooms, you get this curse. And once it reaches 100 or over, the next time you enter a room, you receive a curse. And the curse is meant to make the game more challenging. It can do all sorts of stuff.
But sometimes it can make it easier.
It can make it easier. Like some of them, like one of the main mechanics in the game is light. So you have a torch and you can light these other torches and stuff, these braziers in the rooms on fire. Because if you're fighting in the light, you take less damage. You take standard damage. If you fight in the dark, you take like 50% more damage and it's harder to kill enemies. One of the curses that I received in the game was that some of those braziers would be covered in darkness and could not be lit. And you couldn't light your torch in the area around that brazier because of the darkness that was in the area, making it far more difficult if you got hit.
Not to mention, bigger enemies can destroy them.
One of the curses that I got with my torch was that it was no longer on fire. It called it a dark light, and the dark light would allow you to see the traps and the treasure and stuff like that. But since you were in the dark all the time, it no longer gave you 50% extra damage when you got hit in the dark at all, period. So you didn't have to worry about lighting anything when you went in a room.
One of the curses that I got was anytime I got money, it basically damaged my health bar.
Oh.
Ooh, that does not sound good at all.
Oh, it was not.
One of the ones that I got was there are these barrels that if you light them on fire, they explode, so you can use them to kill an enemy or accidentally die on them. and it would increase the radius, and that was so you
Of
had to
them
jump
exploding?
twice. Yeah, you had to jump
Oh,
twice to get out
no.
of it.
Oh, dang.
So
Yeah.
going into the story real quick, it's not a very long one. You are basically what looks like a sailor who stumbles upon a temple. And as you're walking in, the temple door shuts in your face and you're not allowed to leave. You must press on forward. And you enter this big ass room and you start fiddle fucking with things and you start touching things. And I think it's you touch the door and your hand all of a sudden becomes cursed and you have to start going through these rooms and you take out bosses, you take out champions, and you just try to fight your way to, it says gold, eternal life, untold riches, and more when you beat this temple.
Yeah, there's 3 different pathways you can choose by beating this game. There is, I think there's the strength path, the perception path, and I can't remember what the green one was.
I don't remember either.
Okay, yeah, whoever's typing, just tell us.
I had typing for that. I'm looking for porn. Okay, it's not showing me. So that's basically the extent of the story. Do we want to go into like the nitty-gritty of the gameplay? Guinea, do you have anything to like throw in on the gameplay?
Yeah. So one of my favorite or
Wait.
not one of my
Sorry to interrupt. It was Constitution, Dexterity, and Perception.
There we go.
Yeah.
It's like he said earlier, it's very Hades-esque. You have to do trial and error. And wait a minute, Hades didn't have anything like curses or anything, did it? I haven't played that one yet. No,
but it did have.
Was it was it kind of like
Chaos.
this one where you start out with very basic and crappy weapons, and then you find them in treasures and stuff like that
Yep.
as you go?
Pretty much.
Okay.
So,
All right.
just a quick little interlude here. For those of you that don't understand what we mean by Hades-esque, because maybe you haven't played the Hades game, the game is like a top-down 3/4 perspective where you it's isometric, 3/4 isometric perspective where you go into a room and that room is full of challenges, and you ultimately have to overcome those challenges in order to progress to the next room. It's very similar to how Hades plays. If you haven't,
It's very
played
hard
that.
to put down.
Yeah,
It is. It's very addictive. So you get cursed. We've already talked about the curses a little bit. If you get hit by certain enemies or get items, or when you go to the health pool.
Oh, I just found out the 3 temples, basically the 3 gods.
Tamak, Yats, and Sichal.
The eagle, the serpent, and jaguar.
So we will be sending Banjo off for cultural sensitivity training soon.
It's not my fault. That's their names. And also, the main protagonist's name is Caradog McAllister.
That's the name of the
That's the name of the main character.
Caradog McAllister?
McAllister.
He looks more like a I don't give a fuck McAllister.
Yeah, he's the grown-up Kevin.
I really don't believe you.
So it's actually a Home Alone spinoff.
Okay, are we good?
Okay, sorry.
Wow.
Banjo, try say that. Try say that curse.
Oh no. Exbelalock's truth? Exbelzalock's truth?
Yes, and that is the final curse.
Oh yeah, I tried to say that whenever I got to the boss, and I couldn't. I was like,
He is the god of death. Rumors say that Exbezalock did enslave the 3 gods of the temple, stealing their powers to keep mortals trapped in the temple into an endless suffering loop.
Ooh, yes, death will not even free you. You just wind up back at the so-called lobby. That's what I've been calling it, the lobby.
Yeah, it's like music that plays over the Senecom system.
But when you die, you lose your weapons and stuff, but you don't lose any of the perks that you picked up as you go through. So you get the jade rings, the little skull head things, and something else. I can't remember what it is. And those are
Fireballs
currency.
that are badges.
And those are currency that you can use to buy permanent upgrades to types of weapons that you get. And if you get one of those in a chest later, it might spawn with that upgrade that you bought. But you lose the weapon when you die. And then you have to start back over with like a crappy weapon set. And somehow it affects the loadout. Sometimes you'll get like a sword and some daggers that you can throw. Sometimes you get a gun. Sometimes you get a whip. I don't know what affects it or if it's just random.
It's really just random.
It's random.
Yeah.
You can buy perks with, the rings, the skulls.
Yeah, but those are perks on the ones that you find in the dungeon.
I actually did not know that.
Well, there's things like you keep after death, right? You keep the crystal skulls and the rings, but
Yeah,
any gold that you receive during the run must be spent during that run.
pretty much, because you could use a gold to buy items instead of using your own blood and gaining a curse.
Yeah. Yeah, the gold isn't the currency to buy the perks.
My favorite weapon had to be basically the Thunder Warhammer.
The two-handed one?
Yes.
Oh, it's so good.
Also, just doing a little bit more research, the final bosses are Dark Avatar of the Eagle, Dark Avatar of the Jaguar, and Dark Avatar of the Serpent.
Oh.
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me, being the kind of the front art of this entire game in the first place.
Yeah.
And then you have to fight the avatar of the Fire Nation and the Air Nation and the Water Nation and
Uh,
the Earth Nation.
There's also a Champion of Death, but there's no image.
Actually, the loading screen, I think it's the three gods who Banjo said their names earlier, and I don't remember.
they're just jacking off on you.
Yeah, they're just jacking off all over you.
All over his dead body. Zip.
The loading screen has them on it with their the corresponding colors glowing in their eyes. I thought that was really pretty. I saved
That
it
is cool.
as a wallpaper.
Very aesthetically pleasing.
It really is.
Would you say this is kind of Aztec?
Yeah, I think it definitely has that kind of aesthetic to it. There may be something more accurate than that, but I would say Aztec.
It kind of reminded me of like kind of Egyptian Aztec stuff.
Yeah, it did. It definitely seemed like Aztec in nature. Now I'm very curious about that, like regarding the names and everything of the gods, if there is anything like that.
So, do we have anything else on its gameplay? Do we want to talk about experiences?
Did anybody beat the boss? Yes.
What one?
Any of them.
I bet 2 of them. I bet the first boss for the red dungeon and the first boss for the blue dungeon.
Tell me your strategy.
Basically what I kept on doing was stun locking with the Thunder Warhammer. Banjo would agree with me on this. If you basically parry, then hit them, they're stun locked for at least 3 seconds, so you could do light damage to them quite easily. But the first boss in the red dungeon can summon jaguars.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you'll have 3 or 4 on you at the same time.
I've had 6 on me.
Oh shit.
Yeah,
Oh my
so
God.
basically dodging and parrying will be your best friend in this game. Not to mention you have a limited stamina bar.
Yeah, and you have to stand still basically to regenerate it.
Or parry.
Yeah, luckily there are some blessings that you can get that will automatically replenish it if you get a successful parry or a nice dodge.
Also, the gods are called Tamuk, Yutz, and Sishal. Tamuk is the jaguar god of war. Yutz is the eagle goddess of sky, storm, and fire. And Sishal is the serpent goddess of divine sight and perception. I like how that explains it, but the jaguar is just war.
It's just war.
We ready to talk about experiences?
Yeah, let's go into experiences and let's shine a light on our guests. If you want to go ahead and share your experience with us, Guinea, that would be fantabulous.
I sure will. So I had loads of fun playing this game, but this game is totally different from the dungeon crawlers that I am used to playing. Like I'm used to playing Diablo 3, where there are strategies, but it's way different. Like in this game, your strategy is trying not to get cursed, or the whole parrying and dodging. That is so out of my element.
It's easier to dodge than parry.
It is so much easier to dodge than it is to parry. But if you can get the parry down to where you can do it, it helps so much, because then you don't have to get out of the line of fire, and you can just parry and then keep hitting it. But I'm used to being like a barbarian in Diablo 3 and then just going into the middle of the horde and just beating the crap out of them. And if I lose a little bit of health, I can take a little health potion or whatever. This, you have to mind your health. You have to pay attention whenever you're at the very beginning of the level. You have sort of a choice of what direction on the map that you can go to. So do you want to upgrade a weapon next, or do you want to go to a health pool next? And then you can see up above that. So you have to plan out like, okay, well, what is my course of action? And it is trial and error, and it's developing almost like a dance, a strategy, a rhythm to it. And it is so out of my element, but I had loads of fun playing it. And even if you don't do it right, it's still fun. There were plenty of times that I died 2 or 3 rooms in because I didn't do anything right. And I was like, oh crap, I gotta start back over again. And then you learn what works and what doesn't work. But also I learned you can catch the floor on fire if you can't, because so you lose 50% damage if you fight in the dark. So at first, the first thing that I tried to do was find the little things to light in the room, which works sometimes, but some rooms don't have them.
Yeah, so that's why you set the enemies on fire.
That's true. You can set the enemies on fire. And also, there are little patches of sand that have like little gray spots in them. If you swipe your torch on that, it'll light the ground on fire. I found that out by accident. Almost
I always
died.
thought they were cobwebs.
They might be cobwebs. I'm not 100% sure.
Poor spiders.
And then those the white, I don't know what they are. Baskets, maybe? I don't know. You can light them on fire. So there are other ways. Or you can just fight in the dark and lose your health really quick and then get cursed by going to a health room. There's so much to think about when you play it.
Yeah, because you also have the totem rooms as well.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But I never beat a boss. So you guys have me there. I tried and I never did. But one thing that I do like about the game, at the beginning of each level, you can save and then quit. And so you can start back right there. So if you get distracted or something, you don't have to, it's not an all or nothing. You can still save and come back later if you only have 20 minutes to play or something like that. So I thought that was pretty cool.
But you can only save like the moment you enter a room. You cannot see what the room has in store for you before you save. If you don't save the moment you enter the room, then your save option is over.
It's gone. Yes.
Did anyone here do the green room?
Nope.
Dead fucking silence.
I said a little quiet. No. I did
So
not.
no one did the serpent room?
No.
I didn't do anything but the jaguar room.
Yeah, same.
I did the jaguar and the eagle.
So, on that, Logan, do you want to go into your experience?
Sure. Basically, I played this game a little bit on stream, and that's how I got past the first boss, because, trial error. The weapons I used was a Thunder Warhammer, which helped a lot with stun locking, the whip, and I think it was the claws, because you could get in a lot of fucking damage with them. But the curses I had at the time was Bloodlust, which helped me gain health by parrying. Like, it was anytime I did 100 damage or something, I got 3% back. So any little helped. Like, once you could get around the Blood Doctor, I think that's what he's called. Let's just call him that.
That's his name now.
Yeah, the Blood Witch Doctor. I think that's what it was. Yeah, he is very, intimidating at start. when you don't know what you're doing. Because the first time I got to that dungeon, he one-shotted me hard. Because back, like, when you first get to there, you think, oh, I can parry this. No. You can only parry the jaguars, pretty much, and his light attacks. But anytime he's charging, get out that radius. I learned that. Take down his jaguars, so he takes time to summon more. I had 6 on me at one point, and also, knock on wood, anytime he attacked me, I lost sight of my health bar. I had that curse where if I got hit, I lost sight of my health bar until for a minute. Everything was black and white. But there's also like a special dungeon in the game where everything's just black and white. You don't see anything, but you can still use your torch. You just don't see like your money, your skulls, your health, or anything. Just the enemy, the light, and the floor. But yeah, back to it. The Jaguar dungeon got easier, I'd say, throughout it, because, well, this is just the first Jaguar dungeon. This thing went up in a fucking pyramid scheme on fire. So yeah, I thought, hey, maybe if I do this, I can go do another one. Because to get to the next level, you have to collect these little badge things that Guinea mentioned to unlock the next floor. So you're going to have to collect more and more of them as you progress to unlock more slots, to carry perks, unlock the next floors. But obviously you could probably redo the floor and gain them as like a grinding method. But yeah, I done the Eagle floor. Eagle floor? Fuck off. The Eagle dungeon, well, the first one, and everything seemed fine at first. And then I got to the fucking enemies where they could teleport, send gusts of wind, and those fucking electric bombs.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so like you could go near it, hit it to set it off, and it has such a large radius and it spins. Not to mention the traps in the Jaguar dungeon that saved me. They were basically kind of like dragon heads that you could like pass your torch over and then they shoot fireballs. But the harpies in the Eagle dungeon just made life miserable because sometimes you get ones with swords, you get ones with electric arrows that you can't parry. Sometimes the fucking arrows just follow you. So you're going to have to like keep on dodging until you get behind an enemy so, you know, they do self-damage at some point. This game will probably drive you insane if you're not careful enough. It's kind of why I say it's the kind of Dark Souls of Hades. I loved it. I still like have to force myself to put the controller down before I break it. At this point, I am using an old PS4 controller that I have that kind of has, you know, a drift on it, but it still works perfectly fine. So that means if I get angry, I can just destroy that controller instead of my good one. But yeah, I loved this game. I loved everything about it. Like, I just seen a few pictures of it here and there, and like, it's just magnificent with the artwork of the loading screens. Because it reminds me of the Road to El Dorado.
It also has a similar art style to Borderlands.
Yes. It's very, what would you say, cartoonish? Animated?
Yeah, it's like cell shaded and everything.
Yeah. But to be honest, your main character doesn't have any dialogue. He just grunts.
Yeah. But isn't that all we ever need, though? Yeah. It's like, yeah, harder, daddy.
Yeah. But think that anytime he gets a curse, he just grabs his hand like,
Yeah.
Dude, he's got to stop himself from masturbating. That's why he grabs his hand.
I was actually going to make that joke earlier. Like, he is fucked for masturbating.
All right. Banjo, we didn't hear much from you. What was your experience with this game?
Well, I played this game for a total of 48 minutes.
Okay.
Fucking surprise.
Ready
And
to move on.
And I spent the whole time trying to master parrying. And you know what? I didn't do it. I didn't do that at all. No,
It's difficult.
I managed to do a couple of runs on the Red Temple. I just figured, hey, it's got to be the easiest one. It's all the way to the left, right? So it's got to be level 1. And I managed to get all the way to the final boss twice without getting the 5th and final curse.
What?
Yeah.
Tell me your secrets.
Oh, no, there's no secret because he still kicked my ass both times.
That was the curse. That's why they didn't give him one.
But the game was super fun. I did enjoy it a lot. I really liked I had the thunder dual-handed weapon. So essentially you get 3 weapons. You start out with 2. You get your standard melee, and you typically get something that's more of a ranged attack, such as like a pistol or a whip.
Or a throwing knife.
Or a throwing knife. Yep, thank you. And you can use that, to attack enemies from a distance. The whip is nice because it draws enemies closer, so you can hit them with your melee. And when you're going through the dungeon, you'll typically pick up a 2-handed weapon, which is a little clumsier, slower for attacks, but does a pretty good deal of damage, especially if you charge up its attack. And I got to the final boss, and I had that hammer, and I stun locked him a couple times. I'm like, this is going fantastic. And then I was like, oh shit, there's like 6 jaguars because I wasn't paying attention to them. And then I died. And then I got really sad. But then I tried again. And then I died again. And just like Logan, I almost smashed my controller. And then it was dinner time, so I stopped playing the game. It was a fun time. I really did enjoy it. Unfortunately, there was a lot of stuff that was keeping my attention throughout the week, so I didn't get a chance to pick it back up. I was going to pick it up again a little bit before we started this podcast, but unfortunately some things came up and I didn't get a chance to pop it open, but it's definitely a game that I plan to play more of, just like Hades, which I was addicted to for quite some time after I picked that game up. This game is going to probably be holding my attention for quite some time. It's got just the right amount of challenge, I'd say. It is difficult, but it's nice because it plays a lot to the strategy element to it, because you gotta sometimes see if getting cursed is more is worth it more than having health. You take a few hits that you weren't calculating in the room before, so you go to a health room and you're like, I guess I can take a little bit more curse for a little bit more health to keep it going. So there's a lot of strategy involved. It's not just your standard hack and slash action game. There's a lot to think about in this game.
It's
and
very strategic.
It is very
Yeah.
strategic, yes. And you have to know when to dodge just at the right time. You have to learn when enemies telegraph their attacks to see if you can get in a successful parry to stun them. And there's a lot going on. Sometimes you'll get that successful parry, but then there's 2 enemies that sneak up behind you and attack you while the other one's stunned, and you can't take advantage of that stun because you're too busy dodging the other attacks. It's very easy to get overwhelmed. So you got to be careful and pick your targets. You got to use your
traps
head.
to your advantage.
Yes, absolutely use the traps to your advantage. Traps are like exploding barrels that you can set on fire.
Spikes
you
on
can
the floor.
find spike traps. You can have, like Logan had mentioned earlier, there's these dragon heads on the wall that if you cross their path, they'll shoot a fireball out at you. And you can lure enemies into them or knock them into them, use the whip to pull them into them, and use those traps because the enemies take damage from those traps just as much as you do.
Just be careful
So-
if you have the explosive curse.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. But that, all in all, I had a very good experience with this game. The game was fantastic. It was very aesthetically pleasing. I loved it. The sound was very atmospheric. I played it with headphones on, and it was a lot of fun. It drew me right into the game. I got really upset. I almost smashed my controller a couple times, but that's good. That's how you know that you're having fun, right?
God help us if we ever played Dark Souls.
I know. Oh my god. But yeah, all in all, very, very good experience with this game. I would definitely give this game a solid 9, maybe 9.5 out of 10. It is a very, very good game. But all in all, that would be my experience on this one. And you can bet that I'm going to be playing it probably tonight after this. What about you, Peaches?
Well, I am in disagreement with Logan again. Surprise, surprise. I happen to think that this actually was a tad bit easier than Hades. I think Hades enemies definitely came in to fuck you a lot more. This here just had a far more interesting mechanic where you had to stay in the light to keep your health from being drained really quick by being hit. It was just the element like that where essentially I think this is what they intended as well, where you would attack, you would turn out the lights essentially, and you'd start attacking. And then when you wanted to get hit a few times, or if you weren't able to get out of the way, you just put your light back on again. I thought that was a really fun mechanic to play around with. Just a lot of it was very different in the sort of things that it allowed you to do versus Hades. Hades was significantly more linear, whereas this game actually kind of let you pick what level you wanted to do, and it also had these daily challenges that you could participate in for some for some extra gold and such. I did think this was a little bit easier than Hades, but this definitely had a lot more in terms of just elements of gameplay that were involved versus Hades. Like Hades, you could go room to room to room to room, and as long as you didn't run out of health, you were fine. But this game here, if you go into enough rooms, if you go into too many rooms, you'll get cursed 5 times, and it'll drain your health. So that's a really big problem. All in all, I did have fun with this game, though. I'm not as critical as I was with, say, something like Code Vein, where it was just anime titty Dark Souls. This definitely was a lot better of an experience.
Then you're not honestly really in disagreement with me.
I am in disagreement with you, though, because this was not as difficult as Hades was. I think Hades was more difficult. That's what I was saying.
You made it sound like that you didn't like the game. I was actually going to feel offended.
He was like, yeah. You'll lose your shit.
Yeah, I'll be like, this is the last time I'm buying your game.
Well, listen, as long as you don't buy me fucking... What is it? I almost said Islamophobia.
Russiophobia?
As long as you don't buy me Russiophobia ever again, we're fine with that.
Islamophobia.
It's just all Fox News characters running away from Al-Qaeda. Oh, no. Okay. If I was to give this game a rating, honestly, I would give it probably an 8 out of 10. And that's the end of the game.
Intermission!
All right.
Jenny, you're coming back next week.
I am?
Yeah, for Crypto Necrodancer.
Oh, yay! That will be real fun.
Crypto the Necrodancer.
I love that game. It's so fun. Ooh!
Jamona.
I've had £13 in my bank for the last few days. Spotify, take the money at my account.
This is for you, Spotify.
Why are you giving it to Spoofy?
Because I pay for Spoofy.
Wait, but you don't get Hulu in Scotland at all?
No.
That sucks.
You guys don't get free healthcare. I say that as a fair trade.
I disagree.
ready to end intermission?
Already did.
In this, oh, okay. Well, I guess I see I'm late to the party. I'm so sorry about that. Not really.
Sorry, but not sorry.
Oh, please
It's too
do
late
not
to apologize.
do that. Oh, now you've got him singing again. I've got to pay him $20 to shut him up.
Nah, this time I will shut up. I'm not drunk. I still don't understand what I was singing last week.
I'm not going to tell you. You're never going to know.
I'm sorry, chubby nerd. I am for real.
Now that's my song when we play Phasmophobia and somebody's last name is Jackson.
Yeah, I know. It's like Lisa Jackson. She's like,
I'm sorry, Miss Jackson. Ooh.
But here's the thing. It's like, because we play with the proximity chat, so we can hear her running out of the van going, ooh.
And then I'll make like this whole song and I'll be like, show me your beautiful ghosty self, except it's really bad because that's how I do it.
That's actually when I wait in the van for your sanity to drain, and then the ghost comes out and kills you, and then I'm like, I can ghost hunt in peace. Speaking of the dead, what game are we playing in the next podcast?
You stole it from me. I was going to say that exact thing. I'm over here like licking my lips and rubbing my hands together like, oh, I got this transition down.
Yes.
Damn it.
It's my time.
This is my time.
Oh,
See,
no.
that's just good because he's got his new mic, and I'm like, yes, please.
It's so beautiful.
Let me touch that bumhole.
We're playing Crypt of the Necrodancer.
Yes, thank you. Thank you for sparing me.
Wait, what did that hat say? Show me that butthole.
Show me that booty hole.
Let me sniff that ass hair.
Crypt of the Necrodancer is a roguelike rhythm video game developed and published by, brace yourself, Games.
I just knew you were going to fucking do that. I saw that. I'm like, you know what? He's probably going to do some dumb shit. And let me tell you what, Banjo, you did not disappoint.
Yay!
Guys, there's a record store in London called Crypt of the Wizard.
Huh.
Crypt of the Wizard?
Yes.
That is actually a very disappointing name, understanding that it's from London. I expected a much greater name, and I'm deeply disappointed.
I don't
Sounds
know.
like a
I'd go in
magically
just to
dead
see what it's
place.
all about. Yeah.
London fails me again.
London always lets us down.
Here we go. This is on every fucking platform apart from Android. It's even on PS Vita.
What, London?
London Simulator. Get dysentery and die.
Funny enough, there was a Grand Theft Auto London released on PlayStation 1.
Really?
Yeah. But you
Grand
needed
Theft Auto
the
London?
first GTA to play it.
Aw. So it was the original DLC.
Pretty much. But yeah, why is Crypt of the Necrodancer on every fucking platform apart from Android?
Because
You want it on
fuck
Android?
Android users, that's why.
No.
Oh, man.
We are superior.
We are.
Superior.
Yeah.
Is that why I've got Crypt of the Necrodancer on my phone and you guys don't?
Oh,
You know what?
okay.
You know what? We're robots, right? You know
We
what
can
you are?
illegally download
An apple with a
apps.
bite out of you.
You can illegally? Well, I can too. You just have to do it illegally. Okay, let's move on. Logan, what's your expectations? Not expectations. What are your predictions for this game?
From the look of this, it looks like Banjo got like so many sprite ideas just from the sprites in this game.
Dude, this is his pet project.
Hell yeah.
They're very cute sprites.
I am gonna go into this game completely blind, so I'm actually looking forward to it.
You always go into every game completely blind. That's because you lost your eyesight at 12.
I told you to stop doing that or you'll go blind.
You'll shoot yourself in the eye.
I already did with my nut.
Oh no.
Mom, I'm blind.
I should have swallowed.
Jesus. What is it, like a Pez dispenser?
You just crack the top open, you get a little candy.
Okay. Anyways,
Okay,
Logan, do you want to continue?
We're ending that.
Logan, do you want to continue? Just hurry up. Just hurry up.
I am excited for this, as like this would be my first rhythm-based RPG.
Are there more?
Yeah,
I was going to say, isn't this kind of everyone's first rhythm-based RPG?
Actually, no, because there's a rhythm-based action game. I think it's. I'll have to ask my friend about it, but I think it's called No More Roads or No More Ways.
It's called Brutal Legends.
Yeah, but actually just came out last year, from what I can remember. Basically, in this rhythm-based game, as you're trying to bring rock back to basically a society that's powered by dubstep.
Okay. And at that, are we ready to move on?
Done with that shit.
I could get on board with that society.
So Crypt of the Necrodancer is a game that I've actually had in my Steam library for quite some time now.
Of fucking course.
I know. I could say that about a lot of games.
To be honest, you probably have every single game in your Steam library.
Exactly.
You just haven't played them.
I've been wanting to play this game for quite some time. I mean, this game came out in 2015? It's been around for quite some time.
Yeah.
And they actually released a Legend of Zelda version of the game called Cadence of Hyrule that really made me want to play this game. But I haven't gotten around to it yet. So like Logan, I'm going into it completely blind, but I've seen a little bit of it being played. I had a friend of mine that actually played the game for a bit, and it looks really fun. It looks very, very addicting. I can't wait to give this game a try. And yes, I absolutely love the art. Oh, I love the art so much.
I was going to say, this game just reeks of 2014 energy, and I do not know if that is a good thing or a bad thing. That jury is still out on that. I don't know how I'm going to enjoy this, because I do not know if... I don't really like rhythm games. They're not really my thing. The rhythm that I understand is of fighting and of, beating Dark Souls twice. Not so much, a rhythm game like this. So I don't know how I'm going to enjoy it. I'm going into it completely blind, so we'll see. And of course, this is Guinea's one. Jesus, man, I can't speak today. This is one of Guinea's favorite games, I guess.
Which is why she will be returning in next week's episode to talk about this game.
Week.
Beats Glee Snack.
What?
No, he's gone. He's not coming back.
Do you gotta say his name 3 times to make him reappear?
One day. Shut up, Glee Snack.
That was it. No Straight Roads. I was just looking up the game that I was talking about.
Oh, okay. Guinea! You have played this game before, yet you will be playing it yet again for the podcast. What are your predictions on this time for the playthrough?
My predictions are that I will love it still.
Plot twist! You hate it now!
No!
God, no. Now there's 2 of them.
This is why you don't encourage their behavior.
I try not to. They just feed off of each other.
I'm gonna have a good time playing it again. I haven't played it in a little while, and I need to fix that.
And we will certainly do that. So thank you, everybody, for listening. I'm so sorry for this absolute shit show.
I'm not.
You never
Me
are.
neither.
All right. Banjo, see us out, please, if you would.
Yes, thank you all so much for listening to the Joysticks and Lunatics podcast. If you made it this far, well, good for you. Okay. And you can find links to all of our social medias on our website, www.joysticksandlunatics.com. You can follow us directly on our Twitter page at JoystickLoons, Loons. And you can follow all of our individual private and, well, more public, I guess, Twitter accounts. Mine's at BanjomanDudeGuy.
Mine's at OverpoweredPeach.
And mine is at the Chubby Nerd 1.
Mine is Guineapigpoop.
It's the pig.
The
It's
pig.
Pig.
You look for the pig.
P-E-E-G.
The pig has a
Pig.
stroke.
The pig.
That's
all, folks.
Let's go. End this so I can go to bed.
Okay.
Bye.
Okay, bye.
Bye.